Now, a lot of you Warriors fans may be a bit scared because the Boston Celtics took down the Golden State Warriors and absolutely demolished them in the fourth quarter. But I'm here to kind of save your day because I honestly feel, and you can clip this right now, that the Warriors will still win the NBA championship and be the finals winner. So we're going to go through that in today's video, guys. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why the Warriors are going to be winning the NBA finals and let you in on some of the secrets that I know about Golden State Warriors and what really separates them from the Boston Celtics. So getting to reason number 1 why I think the Warriors will win is first their playoff experience, and not even just their playoff experience but their NBA finals experience. Like we talked about before, the Golden State Warriors have been to 6 finals in the last 8 years, so that's really great to see that they have so much experience in this space of NBA finals and in that kind of vicinity. The pressure has been put against them multiple times, and the Boston Celtics are just getting started and just getting involved in what this NBA finals entails. So I really do think, yes, they did take game 1, but I'm telling you right now, the Golden State Warriors will adjust. The Golden State Warriors, knowing them and knowing their championship experience, they know how to adjust on the fly to know what works and what doesn't. In today's game, as you all know, if you didn't watch it, the Boston Celtics did take over the last quarter. Now, the first 3 quarters were Golden State Warriors. However, Celtics took over the last quarter on an 18-0 run, and eventually it was too late for the Warriors to come back. But I think it's honestly, great to see that the Warriors are able to look at it and know where to adjust. Not many of them look they're defeated or that the series is over or anything like that. It is just one game, and the Warriors, especially Steph Curry, look like, we're going to make some adjustments and we're going to be able to come out and win game 2. So I think championship experience is very important. We've seen this time and time again with, the Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat. A lot of the teams that have come out on top, especially in close, tight series, have had more playoff experience due to the fact they know what it entails. So that's one of the reasons why I think Golden State Warriors will take this series and win the NBA championship. Reason number 2, and this is a really big fact, and that is that the Golden State Warriors bench and their role players do match up a bit better than the Boston Celtics role players. Now, I do have to admit, okay, Derek White had a really good game today. He played great, had 21 points, but I'm going to probably call it right now, he'll probably never do that again in this series. Now, unfortunately, if you're a Boston fan, sorry, don't hate me, but I honestly think that's true. It's one of those days where he was feeling it, and, congratulations to him on doing that. But when you put the Golden State Warriors role players such as Gary Payton II, we also have Kevon Looney, we have Jordan Poole, Andre Iguodala, if you put them up against the Celtics role players, I'm telling you right now, I would pick the Golden State Warriors role players over the Celtics any single day of the week. Now, we did see some great performances from Al Horford and everything of that, so I think that's fantastic on their part, but when you put them side by side and matchup to matchup, I honestly think that the Golden State Warriors in the long run are going to be harder to mark for Boston Celtics than Warriors marking the Boston Celtics. So I think that's honestly important to understand, that the Warriors having Jordan Poole as another great offensive threat, having also Kevon Looney grab so many boards and be a presence on the defense, Andre Iguodala adding that more veteran experience, especially coming off the bench, and Gary Payton II also coming back very soon. I think all of those things really do add up, and it does show that the bench really matters, especially in this scenario. So I think that's great, but let's move on to reason number 3. Now, the third reason is very interesting because this is something that you'll probably only understand if you are a true NBA fan, and also if you watch today's game. Yes, did the Boston Celtics win? Yes, that is true. However, throughout the first 3 quarters, we saw Golden State Warriors absolutely dominate the Celtics. Yes, they did let up last minute. However, as you guys see from the overall consistency, the Golden State Warriors did play a lot better, and what really separated them is their ball movement. Having shooters such as Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, have Draymond Green, really run that point guard position and be a facilitator and have that playmaking ability, really does make the Golden State Warriors one of the toughest teams to guard. Now, Boston Celtics have great defenders and, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, who also won Defensive Player of the Year, and also Jaylen Brown, to name a few. However, if you put that up against the Warriors, guys, there is only so much you can do against the Warriors' offensive firepower and the movement they have off ball. And you can really see Boston Celtics struggling in the last quarter. Unfortunately, Golden State didn't do it that much. match, which is what led to their downfall. But that always happens in these scenarios when a team goes for a run. So Steph Curry really tried to take it himself, but he probably should have stick to the game plan to make better plays and get some people open. However, that's not what happened, but I honestly do think in the long run, Golden State Warriors are going to be having a lot more offensive output than the Boston Celtics. Reason number 4 is not actually about Golden State Warriors, but the Boston Celtics, and that is, can Jason Tatum actually play consistent in this series? Now, we saw it in today's series, guys, where Jason Tatum didn't actually play very well. Jason Tatum in 42 minutes had 12 points, 5 rebounds. He did have 13 assists, but he shot 3 from 17. And that's very, risky when it comes to how they are planning to play in the future. Jason Tatum, being the main scorer, wasn't able to put up some great numbers. However, thankfully, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford, and also a little bit of Marcus Smart with 18 points, put up some plus 20-point numbers. Now, honestly, that is great to see from Jaylen Brown and Al Horford. However, Jason Tatum needs to step up in order for them to actually win it all. They did scrape away with the win, but at the same time, a win is a win. However, they did it, just in the last quarter, and they can't force to mess up in the coming games. Okay, I do think that Golden State Warriors, they will take advantage of that in the games to come, especially throughout this series. So for Jason Tatum, will he actually crack under the spotlight? We've seen this with Jason Tatum this whole playoff series. Although Boston have made it to the finals, and congratulations to them, Jason Tatum has been very inconsistent. Some days he has great games, some days he has off games, and he can't really have that, especially in a 7-game series against the Golden State Warriors. And this is where I'm getting at, where the Warriors are really that big of an offensive threat that it can actually cause a lot of problems for Tatum if he is an off game. So, Jaylen Brown definitely pulled his weight, having 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Al Horford had 26 points, and we also had Marcus Smart, who had 18. And coming off the bench, like we talked about before, Derek Wright, 21 points, and also shot 5 from 8 from 3 points. So, they really put up some great numbers. Jason Tatum, however, really does need to step it up in order for them to actually win it all. And unfortunately, in my personal opinion, I think Jason Tatum may play a bit inconsistent throughout this series, and the Golden State Warriors are going to take advantage of that and get the championship belt. And reason number 5, which is a little bit subjective, but that is the Golden State Warriors want this more. First, I do want to mention that Golden State Warriors are really looking like a great team, but Steph Curry in general really wants to win his first finals MVP. I honestly think that, even though Andre Iguodala won it the first year, Andre Iguodala did deserve it. And of course, Steph Curry also put up some great numbers in that series. So it was a toss-up between the two, and I do see why they gave it to Andre Iguodala. He did play great, and he did lock up, LeBron James in that series. The other two ones, obviously, Kevin Durant took them home. And, when it comes to this finals, I feel like Steph Curry is really not going to let this one slip. He's going to want to win this NBA Finals MVP and take the series home. So I think it's honestly great. It's also fantastic to see that the Warriors do have a home court advantage. So, when it goes to the 2-2, 1-1-1 home court advantage series. So although they did lose, one game at their home, and it has been a while since they have lost one, I think it will set them up because they finish off the series actually at home for the Golden State Warriors. So, very interesting to see. If it does go to Game 7, it will be at Golden State Warriors home court. And the Warriors just have not only just the experience, but it looks like they want it more. And the Celtics do remind me a little bit. This is no shade at anyone, but they do remind me a little bit of the Phoenix Suns. Some of the players in the Celtics, they do get a little bit cocky. They do start beating their chest when they're up. And, that may bite them in the bum when Golden State Warriors come back with vengeance. So, I hope that it doesn't get to Golden State Warriors that, this series is over, and I think they are very locked in to take the series home. Now, talking about today's game, I did want to mention that when it came to the quarters, so Boston first quarter had 28, they had 28 the second, 24 in the third, and they had 40 in the fourth. Okay, that just shows the extremities that fourth quarter really did to them. Golden State Warriors had 32 in the first, 22 in the second, 38 in the third, and they only had 16 in the fourth quarter. So Boston really outscored them pretty much much doubled and a little bit more than Golden State Warriors, and it really did bite Warriors in the bum because they didn't play so well. Now, when it comes to the team stats as well, they actually shot pretty similar. Warriors actually shot only 44%, where the Celtics were actually shooting 50% from the field. When it came to three-point percentages, Warriors were shooting 42% and Boston shot at 51. However, it is a little bit biased because, the Golden State Warriors do shoot a lot more threes. Now, when it comes to free throws, very similar as well. Rebounds were exactly identical with 39 rebounds for both. Assists, there was actually more assists with 33 for Boston Celtics, and the Warriors had 24. Steals, blocks, all roughly the same, so nothing really, standing out. Now, we did talk about the players' stats for Boston, but when it came to Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry put up a great performance, 34 points. We also had Klay Thompson, who had 15, Andrew Wiggins, who had 20, Otto Porter Jr. had 12 points, so some great performances all around. There wasn't really a main scorer besides Steph Curry having over 30, and I think they did do a really good job. There really is nothing to say because that last quarter, or in the last 8 minutes, that's where it really went all downhill for them. It happens sometimes, and sometimes it can bite you, which is what happened here. But when it comes to this series, guys, first I did want to mention that Steph Curry had one of the greatest first quarters I have ever seen in my entire life, being alive. So the finals quarters with 5+ threes, there was actually, Steph Curry has done this 3 times, and the rest of the NBA has actually combined for only 2. So he made 6 threes in the first quarter, the most ever in a finals quarter. So that's honestly insane. If he kept that up, he would have had, 6, 12, 18, 24 threes. That is nuts. He would have had 24 threes by the end of it, which is honestly insane. And this was actually the first Warriors home loss this playoff. So very, very unfortunate from that. But when it comes to, what is to come for the future, I still do think that Golden State Warriors can take the W and win this series. So thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. Hope you did enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.